Hello, Lisa. Welcome to If Innovation Could Talk.
Hi, Eva.
Lisa, we're so excited to have you. And I usually start by asking, what does innovation mean to you? But given that the LinkedIn community is from around the world, why don't you start by telling us where is Busselton and what is special about Busselton Jetty?
Thanks, Eva. Well, Busselton Jetty is pretty amazing. It's the longest timber pile jetty in the Southern Hemisphere, 1,841 metres long. We are 2.5 hours south of Perth, which I think is the most isolated city in the world. So at the moment, it's actually a good time to come to Busselton because it's very healthy here. And as you can see from behind me, we have some amazing marine life that lives under the Busselton Jetty. People all know about the blue buildings on the jetty, the interpretive centre, but what's really special is our underwater marine life.
So, Lisa, tell us, what were things like pre-COVID and what has changed since?
Pre-COVID, we were just about to have a record year, 700,000 visitors, which rivals Rottnest Island here in Western Australia. Things were going gangbusters. Our income was up 21%. We had lots of happy people enjoying the sun. And then March 24th, because of the pandemic, we had to close our doors for 55 days. So it was really disappointing. A lot of staff were stood down. It was just the most amazing weather, and we weren't able to share this amazing experience with anyone for 55 days. So we rallied together and looked at what we could do to get our experience out around the world, even though we were closed. And we started doing some virtual tours, which was pretty exciting to be able to offer that within 8 days of closing.
That sounds really cool. So you've tried different things, and can you tell me what are some of the most innovative things you have tried and what are some of the new ideas that have worked?
We always look to do something a little bit different. My ethos, I suppose, is that today people are so busy and there's so much information out there and we're all scrolling on our phones that to get someone to stop and pay attention, you have to do something a little bit weird and a little bit quirky. So we've been doing some amazing things like having mermaids swim and free dive 8 metres outside our underwater observatory at the end of the jetty. We even found a merman this year as well, but because of COVID, his time was cut short. Hopefully he'll be back this summer. We started doing a lot of marine educational school programs internationally and online to schools around the world and to schools around Australia, which was incredible. We also started to help out some of our older jetty host volunteers. We were delivering groceries, we were delivering medicine, we were trying to support them because when we are open, they volunteer and help us by putting people on and off our 90-seat solar-powered train. So we were just trying to look back at this pandemic and say we're really proud of what we achieved in the pandemic, socially and economically.
Wow.
And environmentally,
That's amazing. I haven't realized you actually started doing all these other things as well. Having tried all these things, what are some of the things that are least successful, and what would you have done differently if you had the benefit of hindsight?
Yeah, I suppose for success for us was actually achieving it and having the staff all work together to brainstorm ideas and to actually achieve it within 8 days. We had about 2,000 people view our virtual tours online, and while that was probably a small number to what we thought would view things online, we've had people since we've opened, come and visit the jetty because they saw our virtual tours online, and we're hoping that internationally when people can travel again, they will come to Busselton because they did do our online tour. We had just tried really hard to make sure our focus has been on our people. We have 800 members, 100 volunteers, 50 staff. Our board of 8 volunteers has been amazing. And I think that that's been most of our focus to make sure our people get through this well.
Lisa, people usually associate innovation with big metropolitan cities. So being in Busselton, how would you respond to that?
Sorry, Eva, can you ask me that question again? I got the end of it, not the start.
Sure. So people usually associate innovation with big metropolitan cities. And being in Busselton, how would you respond to comments like that?
Yeah, it's really interesting because sometimes the best brains do move to the city, but then sometimes the best brains at the moment are in regional areas. And in COVID, it's actually pretty smart to be living in a regional area. So I was actually born in Bunbury, which is about half an hour from Busselton in the southwest of Western Australia. And then I moved to Merredin when I was 20 years of age, which is 3 hours inland from Perth on the way to Kalgoorlie. So my life has been completely different. I've moved to the country to pursue my career and then moved to Busselton. And there are some incredible people down here because we have the most amazing lifestyle with beaches and forests and wineries. And, you know, why would you live anywhere else? So maybe we are the smart people living in the country areas. But to say that we have a great relationship with the city, and people, you know, when you come down south and you leave the city, you do feel a sense of freedom and a sense of that weight off your shoulder that you are coming into the country. But we also go to the city because we love the shopping, we love the food, and we have lots of friends and relatives there.
Well, I have to say I've been to Busselton and I've been to Busselton Jetty and I just love it. And I actually went with friends from Japan as well. And, you know, they just saw how beautiful it was. And, you know, we had a great time there. Now, thank you so much for actually sharing with us how community engagement is a very important part of innovation, and that regardless of where you are located or how old your organization is, you can still pursue innovation. Thank you so much, Lisa.
Thank you, Eva, for inviting me along today, and hello to everyone. We'd love to see you down here.
Wonderful. Thank you.